Hello. In the previous video, we have seen how to implement a chatbot that serves the user to get the information about the weather, right? Here is another video that is it is an extension to the previous one. We are adding some functionalities to this chatbot that helps the user to get the information, the history of the conversation that he had done so far with us, and another functionality is to delete that history. Yes, every user needs that functionality, so we incorporated that. So to do this we need a database, right? Yeah, we need a database to store the information that we had in the conversation. We need a database. For this we are using an application firebase, which provides us a temporary database of for 30 days for free. All you need to do is just log in into the firebase and just click on it, add project, go give a name, and there are 3 steps. Easy, you can do it. We just had this information. We just had the project weather chatbot, right? Just click on that. Here you can click on the file store database so that we can get a database. Here, see, right now it is empty. We can add whatever. It will store the information that we right now. So just go to the code. For this we need to add the connection to the database, right? Yeah, you can see the connection to the database here. You can see the comment database connection. These part, see, this part we get from the website itself. You just copy paste that stuff. These are the requirements that we need to implement so that we can use the database here. And this one, this one too. Sorry, here. And we need to initialize the app with the credential service account, right? And after that, go to the chat code. This part up to here, I think so. Yeah, up to here, which we already seen the previous video, right? Yeah, this is the part when we start. We get a welcome message with some query information. Just type help. We get these informations, and then we just go to this part, and this part is the part which gives the information. Like, go to just check it. Enter some city name, Bhimavaram. Okay, my mistake. Now, yeah, these this information, this format is decoded from here. After all this for loop, we just print with using this line. After this, whatever the information that we got here, this one, we need to add this into the database, right? For this, we have small 3 lines code here, adding the content to the database. For this, all we need to do is uh, we need to add this using the collections. This weather response is the part that we give in the firebase itself. In the third step, it asks for a name, right? That name we have to enter here, and the format we are using to store here is place message.text. This is the user entered city name, Bhimavaram. This goes and stores in the place of place and weather. It's the output. All these information is just added to that part. You can break down this part into location and current state, or furthermore like the pressure, humidity if needed. I'm just being simple. In this format the data is going to add into the firebase. Let's just check. Just reload it. We had entered Bhimavaram, right? We need to see here Bhimavaram. Yeah, it's loading. See here, place Bhimavaram. User enter text. We can see up here Bhimavaram, and then weather is the part of the code. We can see this output, the entire generated text from these. This entire text is going to be stored here in this format. So this is the database that stores the information in this format, place it together. Okay, up to now we stored the data into the database, right? From this part, Our task is to add two functionalities. Yeah, two functionalities. The main one is the history, and the next one supporting functionality delete history. We can go to the part of history. Before that, here is small text. If the user, here in the initial part only we are mentioning that enter help for any queries, right? If the user enters help, just check, let's check help, we get a message like this, which which intimates the user what he need to do to get the information, right? To get an weather condition of specific area, all he need to do is enter the name of respect to country or city or village. You'll get the information like this format, like Bhimavaram. We got in this format, right? And then if he wants to know the history that he consulted so far, just enter history. Yeah, let's check his history. So far we just got, so it's my mistake. I just replied to that one, history. Yeah, see, right up to now we just entered the city name Bhimavaram. Let's just add some more. Vizag, Eluru, Hyderabad. Let's check whether those were stored in the database. This is the Bhimavaram, Vizag, and then Eluru, and followed up by Hyderabad in the format of like a stack. The first one, the last out. Yeah, we'll just check. Now let's enter history. Whether we are getting all those four cities in the history part. Let's check. Yeah, we got all these. First follow history Hyderabad, and followed up by Vizag, Eluru, Vizag, and Mimvaram in the format of stack. The first in we lost out, and then the, yeah, we just check the code here. History, right? History. All we are doing here is when we are checking whether we are checking the message entered by the user. If he enters history, the part is going to be executed. All we are doing here is we are just retrieving the information from the database that we stored in the firebase, like, yeah, the name weather responses that we gave to the database, right? Let's check whether weather responses, right? Yeah, we're going to do that, and we are creating a function that checks whether the database is empty or else it having some data. We are just checking this if part is checking whether the data is empty or not. If it is empty, we are giving a message no weather history is found, like where we did not have any conversation so far and we are trying to access the history. The database does not has any data so far in it, so we can't find the data, so we are sending this message. If yes, we are just adding that into a variable answer, like your history, and the next line we are adding the whatever the information stored in this part, we are just adding into the answer, and just after this we are just printing it out. Bot log sent it out, send message. This gives the information in this where up in the chat. Yeah, in this format we are going to get it. And then there if this part, see, if we have any error in this process, we should not leave it in, right? So we are implementing using catch function that handles the error. If any error was found, we just print error retrieving weather information. We got an error. And next, the next functionality, we need to delete the history. Yeah, delete the responses so far that were stored in the database. For this we are using another function, if statement. If the user enters delete history, we need to delete all the data that was stored in the database, right? Yeah, if the data was again, where we have a base condition, if the database is empty, we just print the database was empty, and else we are going to delete every data in that line by line up to here. Delete dot ref, all the responses that so far stored in the database we are going to delete using bash.delete function uh, in every each line for each in the document. And then next again a cache function for handling the errors. And then next, this part we discussed previously, this use it to just print this stuff of the information of the weather report, right? So far we had used the functionalities like entering the city name and history, and we need to check delete history is working efficiently or not. Let's just check this database previous up to now. We have all the four cities so far stored in this. Now we need to delete all this four information. So that we need to enter delete history. uh, I think we need to rerun this code. The time might expire. Yeah, you can see whether has been deleted. How to check it? Let's go to the database again. You can see here all the four cities were vanished. How this happened? When we enter the delete history here, we are going directly into this if statement. We are checking whether the user had entered delete history. Yes, he entered the delete history, so we enter into this block. We are checking whether the database is empty or not. The database was not empty. Previously we have four cities information. So we are going to this else statement. We are deleting each each information step by step using this for loop. We are deleting each responses delete.ref, and then we are printing this statement where, see here, we are printing whether has been deleted. You can see this here, right? So our task is completed. I think it might be a bit confusing, but just go through the code step by step. You can easily understand. Let's just rerun this chatbot again. Let's enter the environment. Yeah, it's a wrong name, right? And continuously entering a type of environment. We are getting this. Let's check this. The data was added into the database with the place folder having the value Bhimvaram and weather having all the information of that weather of the Bhimvaram. And likewise another city, Delhi, India, USA. All this data was stored into the database step by step in the form of a queue. When the user enters history, we need to give all this information. So history, we're getting all this information in the form of a stack queue, right? And then the last functionality, delete history, so that when the user enters the delete history, all the data stored in this database should be erased off, right? Let's just check delete history. We got a message, right? It has been successfully deleted. You can see here no data was found in the database. So I think our task is completed. Thank you.